Lucifer, whose name means light-bearer, was created by God as a powerful and radiant angel. According to Christian tradition, he was one of the highest-ranking angels, often associated with beauty, wisdom, and might. Welcome to today's deep dive into one of the most fascinating and complex stories within the Bible, the story of Lucifer, the angel who became Satan. His journey from a glorious being of light to the embodiment of evil has shaped the understanding of good and evil, not just in Christianity, but across many religious and philosophical traditions. In this video, we'll explore who Lucifer was, the reasons for his rebellion, and the eternal consequences of his actions. We'll also examine the biblical references, theological implications, and historical interpretations surrounding this powerful narrative. To begin, we must first understand who Lucifer was before his fall. Lucifer, often referred to as the morning star, was a magnificent being created by God. He wasn't just another angel, he was an angel of incredible beauty, wisdom, and power, often associated with the highest ranks of the heavenly host. The prophet Ezekiel gives us a glimpse of Lucifer's exalted status in Ezekiel 28 verses 12 to 14. The passage reads, "You were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God, every precious stone adorned you. You were anointed as a guardian cherub, for so I ordained you. You were on the holy mount of God, you walked among the fiery stones." This description paints a picture of an extraordinary being who held a privileged position in the divine order. Lucifer's role was one of great responsibility and honor. As an anointed cherub, he was likely a protector of divine mysteries, dwelling in the presence of God. But this wasn't enough for him. Pride began to grow in his heart, and it would lead to his downfall. The Bible tells us that Lucifer's pride became his undoing. He was no longer satisfied with his exalted position. Instead, he desired to exalt himself above God, to be like the Most High. In Isaiah 14 verses 12 to 15, we read, "How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn. You said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens, I will raise my throne above the stars of God, I will sit enthroned on the mount of assembly. I will make myself like the Most High. But you are brought down to the realm of the dead, to the depths of the pit." Lucifer's ambition and pride led him to rebel against God's authority. He no longer desired to serve but to rule. This rebellion was the first sin ever committed in creation, and it set off a chain of events that would have eternal consequences. In Christian theology, Lucifer's rebellion is often seen as the origin of sin and the introduction of evil into the universe. But Lucifer didn't rebel alone, he convinced a portion of the angelic host to follow him in his uprising against God. The book of Revelation gives us a dramatic account of what happened next. In Revelation 12 verses 7 to 9, we are told, "Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. But he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him." Lucifer's rebellion wasn't just a moment of pride, it was a full-scale war in heaven. Michael, the Archangel, and the loyal angels fought against Lucifer and his fallen angels. The result of this battle was the expulsion of Lucifer and his followers from heaven. They were cast down to earth, where Lucifer became known as Satan, meaning adversary. These fallen angels, often referred to as demons, now serve as agents of darkness under Satan's command. Their purpose is to oppose God's plans and to lead humanity away from the light of truth. After being cast down, Satan's mission became clear: to corrupt God's creation and lead humanity astray. His first major act of rebellion on earth was the temptation of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. In Genesis 3, we see Satan, disguised as a serpent, persuading Eve to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, directly disobeying God's command. This act of deception brought sin into the world, and with it, death and suffering. Satan's role as the tempter of humanity continues throughout the Bible. In the New Testament, we see him tempting even Jesus in the wilderness, attempting to thwart God's plan of salvation. Throughout history, Satan is portrayed as the great adversary of humanity, constantly seeking to deceive, accuse, and destroy. In 1 Peter 5 verse 8, we are warned to be vigilant, be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy the devil prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Lucifer's story raises profound theological questions about the nature of evil, free will, and God's sovereignty. If God is all-powerful and all-good, why did he allow Lucifer to rebel? And why does evil exist in a world created by a good God? The concept of free will plays a central role in this discussion. Many theologians believe that God granted angels and humans free will, the ability to choose between good and evil, because genuine love and obedience cannot exist without the freedom to choose. Lucifer's rebellion and humanity's fall illustrate the dangers of this freedom, but they also demonstrate the possibility of redemption. Despite the presence of evil, Christian theology teaches that God's ultimate plan will prevail. Even in the midst of rebellion and sin, God's redemptive purpose moves forward. Satan may have succeeded in bringing evil into the world, but he is ultimately a defeated foe. The Bible prophesies the final defeat of Satan in the book of Revelation. In Revelation 20 verse 10, we read, "And the devil, who deceived them, was thrown into the lake of burning sulfur, where the beast and the false prophet had been thrown. They will be tormented day and night forever and ever." This passage is a promise that Satan's reign of terror will not last forever. His defeat is certain, and God's kingdom of righteousness and peace will prevail. The story of Lucifer, while tragic, ultimately points to the victory of good over evil. So, what can we learn from Lucifer's story? It's a powerful reminder of the consequences of pride and rebellion, but also of the reality of spiritual warfare. We live in a world where forces of good and evil are constantly at play, but we are not without hope. God offers redemption to all who turn to him, and the ultimate victory of light over darkness is assured. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the story of Lucifer and the fallen angels. If you found this video thought-provoking, please like, share, and subscribe for more content exploring the profound stories and truths of the Bible. Remember, no matter how dark the world may seem, the light of truth will always prevail.